It stuns. What is this? What is that? These are the Season 4 patch notes, and they're absolutely crazy. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. So, firstly, this is the new hero. It's Lifeweaver. There is a full detailed breakdown of this hero available on my channel. There is a link at the top of this video. If you go there, you can see it. We're talking ability figures, the way the hero works, discussing the way you could change the meta. We're basically doing everything with this hero. Could he be overpowered? Could he actually be underpowered? There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm not going to break him down in this video, but yeah, he's the marquee thing of the season, a brand new hero. But there is something I want to show you guys before we go into covering the more, I guess, normal patch notes. And I will put some nice gameplay in the background of Lifeweaver, courtesy of ML7, by the way. Thank you for that. Go check him out as well. Link in the video description below. Incredible support player. Like, amazing. Obviously, way better than me. You don't want to watch me playing the hero if you can watch an absolute legend play the hero. But let's take a look at Brig. Let's take a look at Brig. Oh, no. Let's take a look at Brig. Get ready. The patch notes are coming. Don't you worry. Get off the map, Tracer. I just want to get my ulti. I just want to show you something. I just really want to show you something with the ult. I just really want to show you something. Goodbye, Tracer. I've never actually done this before in the training range. I suppose I could have just increased my ult charge rate, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm born ready. Rally to me. It stuns. What is this? What is that? Okay, let me give you some figures. So, when you use Rally on Brig, Brig now gains 100 restorable armor health for the duration of Rally. Okay. Brig no longer gradually builds temporary health like her allies do. She just gets 100 straight away. Rally now upgrades the barrier shield, as we've seen, from 300 HP to 750 HP. Only during the ultimate, though, obviously. During Rally, Shield Bash now impacts multiple enemies, and it briefly stuns them. Bonus movement speed, however, has been reduced from 30 to 15%, and Repair Pack range is now reduced from 30 to 25 meters. So you heard all of that correctly, ladies and gentlemen. Brig, who I honestly believe is a bit of a sleeper pick. I'm going to be honest, I think she is a bit of a sleeper pick. I think she's pretty strong anyway. Has just received a buff, which is just... This turns her into like a frontline maniac. You know, you can just like... You can run in and wreck people with Brig now. This isn't a meme. This isn't a workshop mod. This is Brig. This is Brig. I kind of want to say, oh yeah, it's so good. I'm not even sure if it is. It's not. It's just crazy. Oh, we're going to go down here and just smash some bots up. Because this is just like... So, like, watch my health. I'll get 100 instantly. In fact, I'll show you on these guys, right? So they'll still build it over time. See, they're still building. Yeah. Okay, I've got a big barrier here, right? Boom. I mean, what is this? You're just never going to die as Brig. And you're going to be able to rush for... There's your Brig rework. There's your Brig rework. Anyway, let's go and take a look at some of the other changes. And I'll put some more interesting gameplay on this video. And I'll get rid of my ugly mug as well. Okay, let's take a look at the full patch notes for all of the changes coming in Season 4. So, to begin with, we've got introducing Lifeweaver. Scientist, artist, and activist. Overwatch 2's latest hero entwines the beauty of nature with the practicality of science. He dreams of healing the world. And of course, then they go over his abilities. So, you know, Lifeweaver has been added to the lineup. Healing Blossom, hold to charge a healing burst, release to heal a targeted ally, Thorn Volley, rapidly fire a spread of projectiles, Petal Platform, throw a platform that springs upwards when stepped on, Rejuvenating Dash, dash towards your traveling direction, and lightly heal yourself. Life Grip, pull an ally to your location, protecting them as you travel. Tree of Life, place a tree that instantly heals allies upon sprouting and continues healing periodically as it lives. Parting Gift, which is the passive, on death, drop a gift that heals the first enemy or ally to pick it up. And of course, I've gone into a lot of detail on Lifeweaver in previous videos on the channel, so go and check that out, guys, if you want a bit more of a deeper dive on the hero. Okay, let's move on to some general updates. So, they say the patch is a rebase and will require a large download for all platforms. And then they do point to the forums for more information. So, accessibility changes. Added a setting to select custom colors for health, armor, shields, and overhealth in health bars. Improved preview feature for custom color settings with different preview backgrounds. Now, this is funky. This is a brand new system called Stranded Spawn. Now, regrouping with your team after getting stranded in a spawn room has never been easier. Spawn rooms that shut down due to capturing or losing an objective will now remain partially active for 7 seconds. While you still can't change heroes in these spawn rooms, other new features have been activated. In these stranded spawns, the door remains locked to the opposing team, the healing field remains active, and you can now use the interact key to instantly teleport to the new active spawn room. Matchmaking changes. Backfilling players in unranked modes will now prioritize finding players closer to the skill level of the other players in the match. Minor optimizations for large groups improving matchmaking quality. Competitive updates. Top 500 leaderboard eligibility. Players will now be required to win 25 competitive matches before being able or eligible to enter the top 500 leaderboard for a specific role, queue, or region. Developer comments. Previously, we only required 25 games to be completed, regardless of winning prior to becoming eligible for the top 500 leaderboards. However, this change should help make sure that players are consistently pushing towards winning matches, which should help ensure the leaderboards have the best players in each region. Competitive lever penalty changes. Matches left in different competitive queues are still considered separate for purposes of determining the lengths of suspensions or receiving a seasonal ban from competitive play. The start of a new competitive season also no longer fully resets the severity of these suspensions and bans. This should hopefully prevent players from leaving competitive games at the end of a season without facing meaningful consequences at the start of the next. Matches left in competitive play will also have a more negative effect on a player's skill tier and division after a 5-win competitive update. Competitive point reward changes. The number of competitive points, CP, rewarded for a win in competitive play has been changed from 15 to 25. The number of competitive points earned from seasonal challenges based on your final season rank has also been updated. Games played after your last competitive update during a season will still count towards your final seasonal rank. You must still compete in the season's competitive play qualification challenge to receive bonus competitive points, and the points are as follows. Ending in bronze will now earn 300. Ending in silver will now earn 450. Ending in gold will now earn 600. Ending in platinum will earn 800. Ending in diamond will earn 1,000. Ending in Masters will now earn 1,200, which is actually lower than it used to be because it was 1,250. And ending in Grandmasters is 1,500, which used to be 1,750. Now, what's happened here is they're basically giving a lot more points out for lower ranks. So the bronze example, you would now earn 300. Previously, you would get 65. So they obviously want players to earn more golden skins, don't they? Make it feel a bit more rewarded, or I guess rewarding to play comp. Even though I think golden skins are still trash, but whatever. Competitive challenge titles. Seasonal competitive titles earned from challenges now distinguish between whether they are earned in open queue or role queue. For example, ending in diamond rank in open queue will earn the Diamond Open Challenger title. Ending in diamond rank in role queue will earn the Diamond Role Queue or the Diamond Role Challenger. Developer comments. The goal of these changes is to prevent confusion about a player's rank from the previous season if they participate in multiple competitive queues. And yeah, this was a source of a bit of confusion and anger and rage, because if you looked at your team, you're like, what is this? I've got like a Grandmaster Challenger on my team. But they might actually have got that from open queue and you're playing in just standard role queue, and it's like, actually, they're not that rank. That's why they're in a Diamond or a Masters game. So yeah, this is good. This is okay for clarity, so decent change. This is a big one. Seasonal rank decay removed. Starting with Season 4, a player's competitive play rank will no longer be reduced at the beginning of a season. Furthermore, the effects of this reduction of rank from previous seasons will also be removed. Depending on how many games they played during the previous season, most players will see their skill tier and division increase. A player's skill tier and division at the beginning of Season 4 will now closely match the matchmaker's estimate of your current skill. Developer comments: the previous seasonal rank decay was causing considerable confusion for players who would see players in their competitive games who did not appear to be of a similar rank. Often these players were actually of a similar skill, but they had not played enough games during the season to compensate for the initial decay. Competitive skill update and progression. Both the competitive progress and competitive update screens will now include information about a player's losses and ties, as well as their wins. The competitive update screen will also now provide players with an indication of their current percentage progress within a skill division. This will hopefully make it more clear how the results of games played during the update affect a player's skill tier and division. It is possible for players to have a positive win-loss record, but not go up in skill division because the progress occurred entirely within a single division. This new message will allow players to see that they did in fact make positive progress, just not enough to reach a new skill tier or division. There is also a similar message with competitive updates for players who are Grandmaster 1 but not yet on the top 500 leaderboard. This should provide those players with feedback about their progress towards earning a spot on the top 500 leaderboard. So let's move on to the individual hero updates for Season 4. To begin with, we've got Reinhardt. Armor health reduced from 300 to 250. Base health increased from 175 to 200. Developer comment: Reinhardt has been overperforming after the recent increases to his offensive capabilities. Those changes have been playing well. To adjust his overall power, we're reducing his overall health through this armor reduction. Sigma accretion. Impact damage reduced from 60 to 40. 80 damage total with explosion. Knockdown duration increased from 0.8 to 1.1 seconds. Developer comment: like Roadhog's chain hook, Sigma's accretion and primary fire combo can be highly lethal, and it can feel like a guaranteed kill against 200 health targets. We're reducing the damage slightly to require an additional volley of primary fire, but are also increasing the stun duration to provide allies with more opportunity to follow up on successful impacts. Cassidy. He finally gets nerfed. Base health reduced from 225 to 200. That is a much needed change, and he has been at 225 for way too long in the game. However, magnetic grenade damage reduced from 131 to 120, and I don't think this is enough. Developer comments: magnetic grenade only requiring one additional primary fire shot after sticking to a target was too reliable to execute on, even though it only works at close range. We're reducing the total damage on magnetic grenade, evenly split between the direct target damage and the explosion. The reduced fall-off damage buff his primary fire received recently enables Cassidy to play from safer engagement ranges now, so we're reducing his health back to 200. Now, I think the issue with Cassidy is magnetic grenade in whatever form feels like a terrible ability to be, well, attacked with. It's horrible. The way it locks onto you, it's too easy. It's guaranteed damage, right? It just needs a total rework, this ability does. This could just be a band-aid change, just to sort of tide them over until they get a more solid change for this ability or complete rework for this in place. But yeah, the good news is his health has been reduced, which is a big thing, and it was definitely needed. Sombra. Now, there's no Sombra rework in the Season 4 patch notes yet. We know this is coming at some point, and I think you're about to be disappointed if you are a Sombra main, because the only change is this: EMP can now disable Blizzard. And they don't mean the company. Developer comments: we are expanding what Sombra's EMP turns off to keep it consistent with how it affects other device-controlled ultimates. That's literally it. You can just get rid of Blizzard. I mean, you can get rid of Lifeweaver's tree because it's the thing that spawns in the world. You can EMP it. You can also EMP Symmetra's barrier as well, can't you? So this is okay, but it's not Sombra rework, and we're still waiting for that to come through. So let's move on to the support heroes. Anna. Sleep Dart. Maximum duration on tank heroes reduced by 30%. This is massive. This goes down from 5 seconds to 3.5 seconds. Developer comment. We've been watching how effective Sleep Dart has been in 5v5 gameplay. It hasn't been overly disruptive as a whole, but since it significantly is more reliable to land against tank heroes due to their large hitboxes, and even more valuable to do so with only one tank on the field, we're reducing its maximum duration against those targets. I think that's fair. Okay, Brig. Okay, well, I've showed you the Brig stuff at the top of this video, but just for argument's sake, we'll go over these figures again. But yeah, these are the Brig changes. So Rally. Brig now grants 100 restorable armor health pool for the duration of Rally, or rather she gains it, so she gets 100 restorable armor when she pops it. Brig no longer gradually builds temporary health like her nearby allies. Rally now upgrades her barrier shield, increasing both its size and health. Barrier health increased from 300 to 750 during the ultimate only. During Rally, Shield Bash now impacts multiple enemies and briefly stuns them. Bonus movement speed reduced from 30 to 15%, and there's also a change to Repair Pack. The range has been reduced from 30 to 25 meters. And now the developer comments are, Rally lost some of its power with the change from granting allies additional armor to temporary health, and overall took a relatively long time to build up its defensive benefits. This rework is intended to keep it as a defensive ultimate, but with a more immediate impact due to gaining an increased armor health pool up front and the enhanced barrier, which can be utilized to block teammates or block 4 teammates while their temporary health builds up to interrupt enemies with the stun. I think that's a complete misread of this. This is just going to make her more offensive. You're not going to use this as defense. You're going to pop it and rush people with it. It's like, you see, Brig is a bit of a sleeper in my mind at the moment anyway. And I reckon that one of the things with Brig is it's just kind of hard to see what Brig is doing. So players don't really realize the value that Brig is giving. Like when Brig has got Inspire active, that's a damn good heal. And all she needs to do is basically attack somebody to proc that. But you don't really know you've got Inspire. That's the thing. And when Brig's on your team, she's doing a ton of healing. She's also really tanky anyway. Now she's going to be even more tankier. This is just mental. Brig is going to be really powerful in Season 4. You can mark my words, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, she's going to be so good. She's already powerful in Season 3, and they've literally made her stronger. So it's Brig's world, and we're just living in it. Mercy. Now, this is really interesting, because what we've got here is sort of, they're rolling back some changes, and they're sort of integrating all changes, and they're... yeah, there's some really good changes here, actually, for Mercy. So the Caduceus staff, healing per second is increased from 45 to 55, right? And I think that takes it back to a level it was at before. There's so many changes to Mercy's healing output, I often forget. But basically, she will have 10 more healing per second in Season 4. However, healing is no longer increased for allies under half health. That is a big nerf. And this was frustrating to play against. But this did give Mercy the opportunity to be that triage healer, to have that burst healing, to try and save people if they're about to die, which I think made her gameplay more interesting. Guardian Angel. Cooldown reduced from 2.5 to 1.5 seconds. This is a big one because this is reverting it back to how it used to be. So it will feel fluid again. You won't really feel clunky like you have been so far in Season 3, which was not a popular change, really. Jump and crouch cancel active ability state during duration increased from 1 to 1.5 seconds on Guardian Angel. The jump and crouch cancel active ability state can no longer be manually interrupted to begin the cooldown early. Valkyrie also gets changed. Support role passive healing is now active for the duration of Valkyrie, and I do believe that was a bug and that should have always been active. Now, this is the developer comment, and it's a pretty big one on Mercy. The recent increase to Guardian Angel's jump cancel mobility still needs to be kept in check in some way, but while the last iteration was simple, it also had some unintended effects, such as not being ready to use Guardian Angel again after flying in and using Resurrect. This revision provides more flexibility and allows Mercy to opt into an additional 1.5 second cooldown when using the increased mobility from the jump/crouch cancel options, or otherwise waiting for the base cooldown time. The increased healing multiplier condition on the Caduceus staff was intended to help Mercy players feel more agency in trying to save critical health allies and to add depth to the healing mechanic without changing the total time to heal to full health. However, the overall rebalance of the healing values received significant negative feedback, both from those playing as Mercy and those playing against it. there wasn't a satisfying middle ground where we could reduce the potency of this effect while still having it feel impactful. So we are reverting it. Now, I would really like to know what Mercy players think about that in the comments below. So do let me know, guys, if you play a ton of Mercy. Moira Fade can now be activated during Coalescence. Coalescence. Bonus movement speed reduced from 50 to 40%. Biotic Grasp. Lingering heal duration increased from 2 to 3 seconds. Developer comments. Being able to use Fade during her Coalescence ultimate gives Moira more playmaking ability by being able to reposition even more quickly and to avoid potential threats with quick reactions. Due to the more spread out playstyle of 5v5, we're increasing the lingering heal duration on her primary fire, meaning it will heal more in total. So this is actually a pretty nice buff to Moira. You're going to be able to heal people for more with the lingering heal effect. So you hit them with the primary fire and then the effect lasts for longer, so they get more healing. And you can also fade during Coalescence, which I think we've all been there if you played Moira, where you pop Coalescence and you're like, oh, I really wish I had Fade to avoid, I don't know, like Deadeye or something is about to get me. I need to get to cover and get out of the way. You know, there's a load of things like, oh, I don't want to get... Yeah, there's just so much, right? That is a massive buff to Moira. I'm probably going to play some... I'm going to be playing Moira and Brick. I think that's who I'm going to be playing in Season 4. Let's move on to map updates. So map pools have been deleted. All maps are now available in rotation. Love it. This is a great change. New arcade map, Talantis. Now, I was really confused with this. I was like, what is Talantis? What's this? Well, apparently, this is from a live stream that was held a few months ago where Twitch chat made a map with Overwatch developers. Although I think the VOD was deleted for some reason. I don't know what happened. But anyway, this map is now going to be available, and it is an underwater talon base with jump pads, pit traps, giant fish, and waterfalls. And Talantis will be playable for a limited time from April the 25th until May the 1st. Okay. Season 4 map lighting. Get ready for it. This is the hardcore news. Push. New Queen Street. It's now dawn. Whoa. Colosseo morning, Esperanza morning, Hybrid, Blizzard World will be morning, Eichenwald morning, Hollywood night new. And by the way, that's actually really nice, the Hollywood map is. Kings Row in the evening, Midtown morning, Numbani morning, Paradiso, I never say the name of that map. That's the morning as well. Escort, Dorado night, Havana night, Watchpoint Gibraltar evening, Junkertown morning, Circuit Royale morning, Rialto morning, Route 66 morning, Shambhala Monastery night. Control maps, Antarctic Peninsula, night. Busan, morning. Ilios, morning. Lijiang Tower, night. Nepal, morning. And Oasis is in the evening. Workshop updates. Let's go. Introducing workshop projectiles. There are now 3 new workshop actions allowing you to create either a fully functioning projectile or a cosmetic projectile effect. So you can create projectile, create a homing projectile, and create projectile effect. Additionally, there is corresponding workshop extensions that enables 19 projectile visual effects. I must say, it is nice to have bits and pieces being added to the workshop. It is such a awesome foundation for a ton of features. I really hate the fact that they don't actively develop this more. If you look at other games, look at what Epic are doing right now with Fortnite. They're literally allowing you to just build games in Fortnite. Like the modding scene is just taken off with that game. You know, so, I don't know. Maybe one day we'll see more of that in the world of Overwatch, but wouldn't hold your breath. Bug fixes. Fixed a bug in competitive modes that resulted in the rank up animation playing when a player was actually ranking down. Fixed a bug where relative aim sensitivity was unable to set to a value of 0. Fixed a bug where hero options could become unresponsive if modified during the respawn period. Fixed an issue where some map preview images were missing from game reports and replays. Fixed streamer mode failing to hide the tags. Oh, and by the way, the streamer mode is so bad. I'm going to moan about this, right? Okay, I'm not streaming, but when I play and I'm named Stylosa, people obviously go, is that the real Stylosa? And I don't mind it. It's really cool. And, you know, most players are fine. But you do get players who are like, oh, look, it's Stylosa. I'm going to either troll the hell out of him, or the enemy team are like, I'm going to play like, I'm going to just literally play the hardest I can possibly play, and then every game's impossible for me. So I would love to be able to hide my name, but I have to keep paying for name changes, which is kind of frustrating because I would prefer to use my own tag. But there's just no way around it, is there? But whatever. They still need to work on streamer mode. It's not great. They fixed an issue with custom game browsers sorting by decreasing ping by default. Fixed an issue where the round transition screen in competitive could break when players played on 21:9. Fixed the bug with the round transition screen being significantly darker if you had colorblind options enabled. Fixed a bug that could cause the camera to become displaced if you used a souvenir as you loaded into a map, but no one uses a souvenir, so how the hell did they find that bug? I will never know. Fixed a bug that prevented you from navigating the endorsement UI while on the challenge progress screen. And in fact, okay, you want to talk about the UI, Blizz? Why, when you go to the, when you're in your profile and you're looking at, let's say, I don't know, your Soldier 76 stats and you press escape, you expect that to just go to the previous menu, but it doesn't. It goes back to the literal main menu. Fix that, Blizzard. Is the worst thing ever. It's been in the game literally since it came out. Anyway, fixed a controller gamepad issue that prevented players from accessing the while you wait menus unless the middle card on the screen was highlighted first. And then we move on to some map bug fixes. Circuit Royale fixed multiple lighting issues. Hanamura, fixed multiple cases of lighting and geometry. Ilios fixed areas in Ilios where players could become stuck. New Queen Street fixed multiple cases of lighting and geometry in Toronto. Oasis fixed areas in Oasis that blocked players in gameplay. Shambhala Monastery fixed areas in Shambhala Monastery that allows players to stand in untended locations. So these are the hero fixes. Ashe. The Raijin skin has been adjusted so that Ashe's Viper no longer takes up a large amount of space when scoped in. This is a good change. Fixed a bug that allowed Ashe to gain ultimate while Bob was active. Now, this one, I don't know what's going on with this, because surely this was always the case, wasn't it? You could always get your ultimate with Bob active. Not anymore. This could be a massive nerf to Ashe, and maybe a massive needed nerf. Bastion fixed a bug where some abilities were able to interact with artillery's targeting reticule. Fixed a bug where Bastion's attack animations could appear sped up, though they actually weren't, after the effects of Kitsune Rush expired even. Doomfist fixed an issue with Seismic Slam not always registering when used on uneven surfaces. Echo fixed an issue with Echo's duplicate sometimes failing when duplicating a diva as she self-cast Destruct. Genji fixed an issue where some abilities did not function correctly after being deflected by Genji. Kiriko fixed an issue where in some cases Swift Step would fail to teleport the player. Fixed an issue where Kitsune Rush appearing orange to enemies if Kitsune had terrible Tornado equipped. Fixed invisible entities within Kiriko's ultimate Kitsune Rush being pingable for a brief duration. Mercy fixed a bug that allowed Mercy, when using Valkyrie, to clip for extended periods into the environment and prevent critical shots. Fixed an issue where Mercy could negate the effects of Rocket Punch in some cases. I wonder what that was. Fixed an issue where Mercy's footsteps being extra quiet while crouched. Moira fixed an issue with Moira's hand animations being breaking during gameplay. Orisa fixed a bug with the art on Orisa's Forest Spirit Spear. Oh yeah, because that was like super low res, and I think they've finally fixed that. Farah fixed an issue with the Barrage play of the game not using custom rockets from the selected skin. That's actually kind of good, because I thought they were just being cheap and just put in the standard Barrage rocket skin on all the new skins, but that's good to know. Anyway, Roadhog fixed an interaction with Whole Hog and Hook where the hook would clip into the camera of the hook's target. What? Sigma fixed a bug with Gravitic Flux picking up reviving heroes just before the revive completes. Fixed a typo in Kinetic Grasp tooltip. It now correctly states it grants extra health. Sombra fixed a bug with Sombra's footsteps remaining silent to players who had detected her. Torb fixed a bug where molten core projectiles could become stuck in the air if deflected with Orisa's spear. Tracer fixed a bug in some cases where Tracer would not get all her blink charges back upon respawn. Widowmaker fixed a bug where Venom Mine would still be missing a team colour if Widowmaker was wearing an away owl skin, but I don't know how they found that, because who wears an away owl skin? Anyway, swiftly moving on. Zarya fixed an issue where Zarya would not receive charge from Brig's shield bash. And finally, Zenyatta fixed an issue where Zenyatta's ability prompts on target characters being reversed when using a gamepad controller. Fixed an issue where Orb of Discord could appear team color blue when applied to an enemy. Whew. So there you go, guys. That is Season 4. All of the changes coming to Overwatch at the start of Season 4. And the most notable thing missing here is a Sombra rework and any other additional information like that. I imagine that will come further down the line. But for the start of the season, it looks like there's a lot of changes here in this patch. That can only be a good thing, right? This is what we like to see. Loads of changes, active development, and, you know, which, of course, is what the game's under now. It can often be quite easy to look back, even just, you know, if you go back 8 months ago, 9 months ago. I mean, the game's been out for 6 months now, so any time before that. And it was a totally different world we're in. So, yeah, things are certainly a bit better, I would say, with the new content coming out. But, yeah, let me know what you think about all of this, guys, in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment below, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. See you soon.